Are you stressed out? Are you constantly tired?
Do you feel down in the dumps?
If you've answered yes to any of these questions, then you might need to take the WHO QOL BREF assessment.
So what is it?
It's WHO QOL!
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I'm not WHO QOL 100, I'm WHO QOL BREF. I measure quality of life. Quality of life is an individual's perceptions of their position in life in the context of value systems in relations to goals, experiences, and standards and concerns.
Well, how are we supposed to know the difference between WHO QOL 100 and WHO QOL BREF?
Well, for one, I'm wearing a brief. Second of all, WHO QOL BREF is an abbreviated version of the WHO QOL 100. I only have 26 questions and 4 domains. I am also written in 19 different languages.
4 domains? Well, what are they?
Physical and psychological health, social relationships, and environment.
The 4 domains are pretty simple. They each give you a score for different areas of your life so that you can better understand your total quality of life. First domain is physical health. When assessing this domain, you will look at energy, sleep, pain or discomfort, work quality, and activities of daily living. The scores you get in this domain will give you a better idea of how your physical health plays a role in your quality of life.
The next domain is psychological. This domain looks at a body image, appearance, negative and positive feelings, self-esteem, spirituality, and personal beliefs. A score on this would give you an idea of how your quality of life is affected by your psychological well-being.
The third domain is social relationships. This domain focuses on personal relationships, social support, and sexual activity.
The last domain is environment. This domain looks at your financial resources, accessibility, and quality, home environment, physical environment, and leisure or recreation activities. Now that we've talked about the domains, we can talk about what your scores mean.
So now I want to show you guys what the WHO QOL BREF really is. I have an assessment here for each of you. I want you to take the assessment and then we will go over your scores. Make sure you read the instructions carefully and add up all your scores. Make sure when you answer the questions based on your last 4 weeks. If you need assistance taking the assessment, please raise your hand and let me know, and I will help you administer the assessment.
I need your assistance, please.
Okay, I'm here to assist.
I'm done. Can you tell me what these scores mean now?
Well, I have a raw score and a standard score, so I don't know what you want me to do with both of these.
Duh, Tiffany. The raw score is a score you get on paper when you add up all the answers. The standard score is a score that has been calculated for room with error. Read off either score, and the WHO QOL BREF will tell you what it means.
Well, my standard score was physical was 14.
Mine was 7. Did I do it wrong?
No, you didn't do anything wrong. The highest score you can get is a 20. So with those scores, I would say that Devin is pretty high in the physical health domain, whereas Tiffany, you're a little bit on the lower side. But this could be caused by different life situations, so think about your life in the last 4 weeks. This also applies to all 4 domains as well.
My scores for the last 3 domains were 17s and 18s. What does that mean?
Kind of like I said before, you just rank higher on the scale for psychological health, social relationships, and environmental when considering your overall quality of life. Did you guys notice that questions 1 and 2 were different?
What?
Question 1 asks about your quality of life, and question 2 asks about if you are satisfied with your health. These 2 questions are not considered in the scores because they are your perception of how you rate yourself in the 2 categories.
So how do we know if these scores can be trusted?
If an assessment is reliable, that means that it is consistent. To be reliable, an assessment must have a score of at least 0.7 on a scale of -1 to 1. This assessment scores a 0.9 on this scale, showing that it is very reliable.
If an assessment is valid, that means it is accurate. To be more accurate, it has to have a score of at least 0.3 on the scale of -1 to 1. This score does not have to be as high because validity is harder to measure.
Now to Tiffany with the target.
So with reliability, you can have consistency in one spot, but that doesn't mean that it's close to where it needs to be. It's just together. But with validity, it is grouped together, but it's accurate at the same time. So you cannot have validity without also having reliability.
So why did this whole assessment even become a thing?
Well, the WHO QOL 100 was developed because the World Health Organization wanted to broaden focus in the measurements of health to include the measures of impacts of disease and impairment on daily activities and behavior, perceived health measures and disability and functional status measures.
Well, what about the brief?
Well, the development of the brief came about because they wanted to use it in the large studies where longer questionnaires were not usable.
This assessment can be used in RT to help clients and therapists understand how the client perceives their own quality of life.
Knowing how a patient views their quality of life can help us better understand how we need to go about treating them in the different areas of life.
Because RTs focus on the whole person and not just one aspect of them, this assessment can tell us how they view the different areas of their life and if they think they need improvements in certain areas.
This assessment could be done at the beginning and the end of treatment to compare if and how the client's quality of life has changed.
Now that you've learned about the WHO QOL brief, it's your turn to find out your quality of life. To order this assessment, contact Debbie Logan in the next 5 minutes to receive your copy at a reduced rate of $800.
I'd like to know my quality of life.
I